Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. In this video I would like to discuss the issue or one issue that I noticed through direct experience and other kind of experiences in the US society, to be more exact, in the labor market. So obviously coming here in the United States as an immigrant, I went through a lot of jobs trying to start from here and eventually ended up there. And it was an ascending vector going from here to there, and I'm very proud of it because it allowed me to do it on my own and also gain a lot of experience and knowledge in the process. And one of the aspects that I noticed, it was this almost obsession with policy. And that obsession with policy, I noticed it was more as you climbed the ladder, of career. So when you are more sophisticated, and especially if you work not for the private sector, then policy becomes very, very important. And I would say that disappointingly, it becomes more important than the goal itself. So this is my point in this video. I found in certain institutions, departments, the whole program being more oriented, not in achieving the goal, a good goal, but how the policy was implemented. And I will give you an example. Let's say you are a surgeon, all right? And you operate on people. You're a doctor, right? Doctor, surgeon. And you have a patient. Patient comes over there. Anesthetist comes over. Anesthesia, and the whole process goes according to the plan. Remember, you are under the continuous surveillance of cameras. So you do what you do, and then after that you show up, you take your gloves off, wash, and you meet the family. And you go to the family and say, you know what? I would like to inform you that the surgery was successful, but your relative died. So I think you understand exactly what I'm talking about. The doctor himself or herself is covered because he made sure that in all that process he followed all the policies in order to not be sued. Or not necessarily to not be sued, but all the policies to cover his butt. He used his knowledge, he used his experience, but he wants to make sure that he's covered. So the patient died, but the policy was followed. I'm going to give you another example, and it's kind of like a funny analogy. You walk here in the United States, let's say, around a lake, a pond, and there are all kind of warnings: no swimming, no swimming, no swimming. And while you walk over there, I don't know, for whatever reason, you're in a park, you see someone drowning. So in the water, in the pond, drowning and yelling for help. But there's over there, it's a sign saying no swimming. And you will not get to save that person, not even try, because that's the policy. You can't do that, right? Now, that is what I'm talking about that I met here in my most, how should I put it, it was more prevalent in one of the jobs I had, where the policy was more important than the goal. As long as you follow the policy, put your signature over here, you're good to go. But that was the concern mostly from people over there, where they want to make sure that you cover your butt. That's what it was. Cover your butt. Follow the policy. And if you had a chance to maybe save something or save someone, if that was not per policy and you could think that that would bite you in the butt later, legally, you get sued or you lose your job or you get under this certain kind of investigation, then you don't do it, even if that would be beneficial. I can give another example. When you see some person having a seizure, a medical situation, emergency, you are here, that's how I took it, are more inclined to stay there or call the experts, and do not try to perform, a CPR on it or something. Because if you try to do that, and you do that with the attempt of saving that person's life, you don't do that because you just want to show you, baby, just let me put my cape and save the world. No, it's just coming from a human instinct to help someone in need. And you don't know how much time that person has. By the time the emergency personnel shows up at the scene, that person might be, 10 minutes dead already. So you, as a helpful human being, you try to help. And if you help and something happens, let's say the first thing is going to happen, you're going to get in trouble. You should have stayed over there, just per policy. Don't get involved because you're not an expert. You're not a professional. Like the professional will come and get a living water and give it over the mouth of the dying person, and the person is going to be like, oh, okay, I'm back to life. So these were just some analogies and some, I think, I can't give you too much detail for confidentiality reasons. I can't give you details about, put your signature over here, cover your butt, follow the policy, you're good to go. But that was not something that you would do, how should I put it, proudly. Because that meant you were more concerned about the details, the rules than the goal. There are many policies like this. Probably you encountered in your life, but I was disgusted. That's the word, disgusted. Meeting this kind of the system. It was the system. The whole department, big department, for instance. And all this system was built like this. It was operating like this. And that, you know what that did? That paralyzed people's good intentions. You would know if that is covered per policy, helping doing that, getting involved in that activity, you were paralyzed, and you always are like a child in a kindergarten. Ask someone above you to make sure that your butt is covered. And by the time the answer comes, because you ask someone above you, that is in the same boat as you are. He's going to call someone else above him or her. And all that, by the time they all answer and tell you, the whole thing is done. Could be done. So it holds you back. And sometimes the answer is, we don't know, but just to cover your butt, don't do it. And the instinct is helping this person or helping those guys. And that's very sad. I think we lost here, or at least we're in the process of losing humanity. I remember when I came here to this country and I met a Romanian guy, and he told me that, it's kind of like, it's no humanity. These guys are just, these guys talking about Native Americans, and I'm talking about Native Americans, the people born here. These Americans are, they will not bend left or right. If the policy over there, they will not think to reach the same result or the goal in a more efficient way. If that was processed A, B, C, D, and it would take 3 hours, but you can go from A to, D or whatever that was, in one jump in 5 minutes, they would not do it. They would just, no, 1, 2, 3, bam, bam, bam. Now that's good when you deal with certain kind of people. That's all they can do. You have to accept that, and it's great that they participate. But you have jobs where you're not and you have a certain kind of IQ, and you still are treated 1, 2, 3, 4. And if you try to do it differently, that's not in a policy. And if you try to discuss that with the board, or you try to discuss with those, how should I put them, God-like figures who maybe designed the whole program, no, you can't do that. Why? Because their egos or ego is somewhere in heavens next to the divinities. That's where they are. So if you dare to say, wait a second, I think I found something that could be improved, they don't take it, yes, maybe it's going to be beneficial for all of us. No. Are you challenging my program, my thought process? That's how they take it. And that's why we have all these policies created by some people over there. And unless they change something, the suggestions are a way of, that's how they take it, not all of them, but most of them, like a challenge to their authority, intelligence, ability, and their ego is. So I think American society lost its spirit of, of daring, that of a settler, adjusting to the circumstances and making the best out of it, using, the best, the quickest, the fastest, the most functional method to solve the problem. That's how I read that the Americans were, and some are like that, a lot of them actually. But unfortunately, they're becoming a minority because you have these guys that are 1, 2, 3, A, B, C, as my English friend Jamie used to tell me. Hey, thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.